What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing well. We are back on WUG, driving some OG cars, and I gotta say, these cars, so different than how they were 15, 16 years back. Like, look at that. I was about to lose control of the car pretty much on the first turn. That is insane. So we got the GT 500 Super Snake. And the ironic thing about this car, when I was actually looking it up, is that this car was first made for a Goodyear tire to advertise that tire, which is kind of nuts because this A-Class one right here is so slidey. It is definitely a snake that likes to slither for sure. But man, this thing is not how I expected it to drive from all these years I've driven it. Because the Super Snake has always been a safe car, I would call, in which it doesn't do anything crazy. However, it doesn't also do anything too terribly. And now, this thing definitely has some character to it, to say the least. And we are crushing the Z4, but we are on a highway track, so if you like playing highway-based tracks, you don't mind the little challenge from the handling, this car could be it. However, if you're on a tech track, good luck. Unless you like taking cars like this on a tech track. In that case, you are definitely a legend for that. Now, whenever I also see this car, I always wonder, they should have involved it more in Need for Speed to Run since it was the cover car. I don't know, that could be just me. Now here's a car that really shouldn't have its handling characteristics the way it does, and that's a G35. That is my first time seeing someone use a G35 that wasn't a rental, and that wasn't me. And it's also customized too. I had no idea that car had that body kit. That is cool. Now, it's kind of ironic because we're driving the counterpart, the 350, and this 350, ever since I retuned it, did they ever touch this car again? Because I don't understand why this thing slides all over the place, as if it's some sort of drift car, and man, that semi just took out that MR2 right there. The fact that the Super Snake is easier to control than a 350Z does not make any sense whatsoever. It's a Z, you know, it's a sports car. It's not really meant to be super powerful on the straights. It's supposed to just be a nice handling sports car, and this car does not do that. Honestly, avoid this thing at all costs. And here's a car that, if you like E-Class racing, I assume this thing has to be very good at highway battles. Although, a highway battle with E-Class just doesn't make any sense, because it's an E-Class car. How fast will these things even go? That's the only use I see for this Challenger. Royal Purple Edition, by the way. And it's just, man, rip to that Renault over there. If the track was longer, Mans would have actually caught up to me. That is how difficult this car is to drive. And this is a great E-Class track. And this is how I feel like E-Class tracks should be. So definitely get a car that handles nice, because you are not getting speed with these cars whatsoever. And that's going to be it for today. Anyways, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a good one. Peace.